Good morning, traders, and this is your Forex trade setups for today. So we had the breakout of the range, but we're well back into the range and past most of the levels that I was looking for. So the area that I was looking for to buy off was pretty much here. We did get some price action here, but this morning session we are moving to the downside. So I think what we do need to do here is take the following into account. We have a range, sorry, not a range, a channel. So we are pretty much in a range, but we also have a channel. So this area that we're coming into, you can see there has been buying off it. This is going to be an area that I would be tempted to buy off. And the trick is to find the exact area. So I would take this inside fractal and this one here. Let me just get that up, which is pretty much where price is at the moment. And we'd watch that during the European session. Okay, if you look on the hour, you can see quite a bit of congestion here to the left. So bottom of the channel is a little bit further down, which is bottom of the range, which is 117.805. So I'd be looking to buy off that. Pretty tight stop. Any break below this 117.642 area is going to trigger that stop. So risk to reward here is fairly good if it gets down to this level. That's a 260 point stop loss. Make it a bit more, make it a 300 point stop loss, but then you have the potential to travel to the back, to the top of the channel, which is a good 2,300 points. So a fairly decent risk to reward here. Setting up. The trick is we just need to find some bullish price action down here. Break below, use this level here. A break below this 117.544. I'd want to see a break, then a retest of either the channel or one of these levels before going short. Okay, so at the moment it's looking for longs, looking to come in off the bottom of the range slash channel that is forming. US dollar, Japanese yen, pretty much going nowhere. Similar kind of scenarios, but we've got way too many lines on this chart. Let's just delete everything. Give me one sec. Right, let's look at it with fresh eyes. We are definitely ranging. I think that is pretty clear. There is our range. We're definitely ranging. We're still stuck in the middle of the range. We are above this moving average. This is now 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth 8-hour bar above the moving average, but we are going sideways. So nothing really on the bigger time frames that would get me long or short. Looking at the hour, we are sticking to this moving average, moving to the upside. So I would assume we do have some data coming through today. So what you're looking for is breakouts and retests on the hour. Right now, that is a fairly decent breakout. You can see it was resistance, 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 support, support. So that would be an area that we'd look at. Next area that I'll be interested in is a break and a retest of this area here, which is 106.300. This one down here is 106.110. That would trigger shorts for me. A break below that and a retest of that would trigger shorts to the bottom of the range. A break above 106.300 and a retest of that area is going to bring the top of the range, which is 106.956. Okay, so those are the two scalps that we have on offer there, either direction. Pound US dollar. So pound US dollar, I'm looking at this area of support. So now there is quite a strong area of support here, which we have bounced off already. I would like to see a double bottom form here. So you can see we've got a nice sort of pin bar and engulfing bar pattern here. I'm looking for a second pattern like that, and preferably in this area. Doesn't matter if it's in line, a little bit low, a little bit above, it doesn't really matter. This is the area of support, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, so I'm looking to buy off this area, and that is 132.600 and 132.858. So somewhere in between that area I'm looking to buy, and then what I'd be looking for is a break of that trend line. Okay, a break and retest of that trend line stop to entry, and then we're looking for a measured move, which we can take it pretty much from, be conservative, take it from there, but then we're looking for that kind of measured move, and I'll go back to the 8 hour for that, and that would take us somewhere up into the region of 136020. Okay, I just want to, and you can see the area where the green line is where price is now. There's a lot of support here. You can actually go to the weekly and then just come down. So you can see this area where price is the breakouts. We've had a weekly close above it, we've gone above, we're now coming back. So, and you can see where our measured move target is. It takes us to the next level, and just above it is another major area of support on the weekly, which would be resistance right now, which is 137186. Okay, so this trend is up. We are obviously bouncing around as we come into this area of resistance. So the trick is to see whether we're going to break through that. And we have broken through some of it. I think that's the important thing. Okay, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. So typically this thing is not doing what I want it to do, which is typical. But what we are doing is we are finding some support here, and in this area here of 108,288. There is another little area just below that which could influence us as well, which is 108,161. If I just zoom out, you'll see what I mean. Trend was up. We've pulled back into an area of support. This was a breakout. We are testing this breakout. There is another major area of support further down, which would more than likely line up with a Fibonacci. Okay, so that 61.8 is down here. The 50% is roughly where we are at the moment. So still worth watching this. I know we haven't had a flag breakout like we were expecting. We've broken down to the downside. I still believe that this is a pullback. This is the big uptrend, sideways, another big uptrend. So this is just consolidation as far as I'm concerned. We need to come into an area and find some support. And that area is going to be either where we are now, okay, or a little bit further down at 107,417. So that's what I'm waiting for. How to trade this, we'll see what happens during the European session, but a break above this fractal here, okay, would get, I need a break and a retest and then start making a higher high. That will get me long with a stop just below this area here. Okay, if we have fails, we'll wait for this bottom level here, but patience is key on this one at the moment. Pound Japanese yen, another confused market. We do have a big range bar here, and then a breakaway up, and then we're pulling back. So big up, big down in the range, then big up, big down, still a big confusion. We have a bit of a gap further down here around 148.50 area. So you can see there's a gap there that needs to be filled. So I'd almost be inclined to believe that we need to wait for the pullback. Again, this is a trend. It's an uptrend. I'm looking for an area to buy off. It's either going to be in 148.58 or, just fine tune that a bit, 140. Okay, the 140 is a nice round number. It has been tested already, but it wouldn't be too surprised to see it tested again. Now, this area here, you can see we broke below it. Nice pattern that is formed here. So that is an inside bar with some nice juicy tails on here. That is a bullish pattern. I'm looking for a second bullish pattern to match that, and then preferably off a level. So we're looking at 141.374. If we get this kind of pattern here off this level, it's an opportunity to buy. If we don't, then we're looking for a bullish pattern down here, 148.58. Okay, and guys, remember, for me, it's pretty simple. I'm either looking for for pin bars, or alternatively, I'm looking for inside bars. There's an inside bar there, so red, green inside, red, green inside, or I'm looking for engulfing. There's green engulfing. Those are the only three patterns that I look at. Okay, and it needs to be off a level. If I can get that structure off a level, then I'm looking to buy off it. And the converse is true on shorts. Okay, you can see inside bars, engulfing bars, inside bars. Those are the three patterns, pin bar. Those are the three patterns that I trade off a level. Okay, Anyway, let's move on. So we've got two more to get through. Euro Canadian dollar. This thing is coming into a major zone of support. Okay, I've been waiting for this for a while now. Now the problem that we have at the moment is that this area of support is fairly wide. Okay, so you can see all these tails here. This is the area that we're coming into. So for me, I would expect to be finding some support coming in here. The question on my mind though is, this was a decent uptrend. This has been a fairly decent downtrend at the moment, bit messy with the moving average. So have we reversed? Are we trying to form a range? In other words, the top of the 8-hour range is up there, and then we travel all the way down to the bottom here, to the bottom of the range, which is also possible. Okay, so this area is the middle of the range. It is the area that you would expect any buyers to come in if they are going to come in. So the trick in the moment is to see what transpires inside this zone. Okay, so the zone at the moment, 154.550, and then 153.957. Okay, at the moment we are trending down, a pretty strong downtrend. I wouldn't want to be short here. I'd want to be short higher up, but we're going to have to wait and see what transpires. If we start getting bullish price action here and we make a higher high, in other words break through a fractal, then I'd be looking for pullback to test that and then looking for the long. Okay, if that fails and we get through the zone, break through, pull back, come and test it, then I'm looking for a short to come back down and test the low of the range. Then 156.11 is the next target. Okay, then some of you have been asking about the Aussie dollar, the US dollar. So let's just have a quick look at it. I haven't had a look at the chart just yet. Okay, we do have a pretty strong uptrend. Okay, very, very strong uptrend. This is the area that I would be looking at, and actually this is a good setup. So upward trend. We do have the start of a bullish pattern here with this inside bar. Obviously I want a second one at the moment, so this could be a bit of a sort of a flag forming. Here's the trend up, pullback flag for a second move up, which is going to be fairly violent. We do have some support down here at 072732, and a little bit further down at 072453. So keep that in mind. Let's get to the hour. Okay, so looking at the hour, we do have quite a bit of bullish price action happening. My only concern is that it's happening in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I would prefer it to happen off structure. There's structure, there's structure. So wait and see at the moment, but there's two scenarios at play here, and I'll give them to you now. So what we have is we have inside bar, we've got pin bars, there's a pin bar. So we've got some pretty good price action. We've got higher lows here, and we've got higher highs. Okay, so what I would be looking at here is a break and a retest of that area there. I want to get above this high here, pull up, come back, test it, which would then test this diagonal over there. Okay, so that diagonal trend line, that would basically test the diagonal trend line, and then I would look getting in on that for a long with a stop below here. So it's a fairly decent setup. I think we'll keep that on the watch list as well. Only thing that's concerning me is there's nothing, it's coming off the middle of nowhere. Okay, so I'd like to see this kind of price action off a level. Normally when you see this kind of price action in the middle of nowhere, then it still continues down until it finds a level, and then there's normally a pretty violent pin bar or something. So this is a sign that there's ambushes coming in, trying to ambush us to turn it. Probably off a Fibonacci level, or off a pivot level. So that's normally the case. So it's a 50% Fibonacci, which is 50% Fibonacci, but then you see the 61.8 a little bit further down. So that's what I'd be waiting for. So either a pullback back into this area down here, 072907 and 072732. Your stop area is going to be below one of these areas, either this area of congestion here or the swing low. Okay, and your target is a fairly decent one. If we can just get rid of the noise, your target is a fairly decent one in that you have a long solid trend. So that would give me, I'm just going to assume we're coming back onto this area. That is what would give me the most confidence anyway. So you're looking at a pretty decent 0.075398, which is around 2,600 points for a 700 point risk. Okay, so yeah, that is a pretty decent one. I think I've ordered all the pairs. I think that is well worth paying attention to this morning and seeing what you can get out of it. Just this, as I say, just this little area here in the middle of nowhere is just bugging me. Okay, anyway guys, I'm just going to put that level in as well because I want to watch that. So yeah, definitely be watching this for an opportunity to buy into this zone here. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We do this every week, and drop us a comment. Do appreciate the comments and do respond to every single one of them. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.